So, if I ask you to rate Otto Addo's tenure as Black Stars coach out of 10, what would be your rating, Akomeah?
4/10.
4/10. Fee?
22 divided by 8 is what? 22 over 8. To watch and to watch your boy.
Just give us a figure.
To
Now,
watch
make calculations anyway.
I want your science and math quiz.
Boys.
Oh baby, be ama
Nya to watch here.
makasa.
Akomeah 22 divided by 8.
I want your science and math.
Don't use
Go easy fool.
Don't use your calculator.
Go easy fool.
22 divided by 8.
22. 8 beko 22 two times. Yeah, 2 times. I 2.
Say 16. Become 2 naka.
Naka 4.
Naka there.
Naka 6.
Naka 6. Aye. It was where? 2 point here.
Ede.
Yeah.
Just come on. 22 divided by 8.
Me chiro wa dey ka.
2 point there.
Who dey train? Me chiro ma
I'm
dey.
trying there. It will likely be 2.4 something or 2.5 something. Round it off.
2.75.
2.75.
Give us a 3 over 10.
Hey, that's my yard you man 4.
3 over 10.
4 over 10.
4 over 10. So Otto Addo is gone. Second stint as Black Stars coach. He qualified us for the World Cup. And I think in his mind, it was all about preparing for the World Cup. But I'm going to call Germany. So I'm going to father by. There's maybe a chiche about no honey and sans with Jano.
This morning, your friend Fatilu, or somebody who calls said about man lorry for.
I lot yet tea.
That's a TV.
Because yes, I can work Ghana no quite never work. When they feel into a far taxi na not taxi need in the coffee. Charlie.
Also, Dratwa hin in you.
David.
Say German or Dratwa. Ghana, the Obetma could Dratwa 10 so la.
Apparently, the story was that his family had come there.
Okay.
In the evening. In fact, you can't watch the game. I hear that the biggest Ghanaian community in Germany is in Hamburg.
Yeah.
So most of them had come by train to come and watch Otto. And just when his family had come inside to come and watch the game and all of that to see how Otto was going to fare, after the game, the meeting went on the 9th floor. His family were waiting for him on the 1st floor.
Obaya news of the
Obaya just already young. Come say I didn't know na ha so china mo be training. I said Debbie. Ode young.
Ebasa we train we say. You see how is the
Last Mao. But Ghanaians people are wicked. But man, to lose the family.
But I think with that, you know, as matured as he is, a pennyful will more. At least on the science, maybe our cousin be or any.
Yeah, of course.
No bosso nearby.
Yeah.
They will prevent them from.
So what's the inside story? Before we even look at the merits,
maybe I could actually give us.
What was the inside story?
Why should I give you the inside story? I know the one who did the inside story.
So for me,
when you talk yours, I will talk mine.
And you talk your own.
So share with us.
So Mike, what I've been hearing in the last 2 or 3 days has been very, very interesting. In the sense that President Mahama came back to the country a couple of days ago. When he came to 2 separate things. One, the sole sourcing or the single sourcing of a lot of contracts in the big push. And in an interview or in a press conference, he called out the current roads minister, Mr. Kwame Agboja, and asked him to do the right thing.
Okay.
Then in all of that, he had also heard the issue of Otto Addo losing by 5-1 to Austria, and the fact that wasn't good enough. In fact, before then, the president had been very vehement, and a lot of people close to the president, including Kofi Adams, who had spoken to Sporty, your outfit, that he did not trust, or he didn't say it on Sporty, I think he said it on one of those networks in Accra, that he didn't trust Otto Addo as a manager. And that obviously did raise a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah, I think from the first day he was appointed, his conversations about Otto Addo has hinted towards the fact that he doesn't like trust him as Black Stars.
Yeah, as a coach. And to be very honest, for everybody close to this government who know Otto Addo, who know a little bit about football, it has been clear. Now, you remember the former parliamentary, I think he's still on the parliamentary select committee. He's called Nogbe.
Nogbe.
Yeah. He's one of those in the House administration when a lot of documents used to leak from parliament. He was behind a lot of those ones as well. In fact, all of these guys have been clear and they've communicated a government stance that usually in party quarters that they don't trust Otto Addo and the work that comes in. Okay. You see, one of the things that I find very smart of John Dramani Mahama too is the fact that he knows that public perception is very important to governance. In fact, politicking and governance essentially is about public perception. So immediately the people of the country begin to cry foul that this guy is no good, there's something wrong with this. He quickly comes in to come and address it. And I've seen several instances where the president has been quick in John Dramani Mahama too to try and make sure that certain things do not degenerate into scandals of a sort. He knows with experience in Brazil that this World Cup can be a huge banana skin for them. So when he came back and he realized that no, people complain about the Black Stars. You remember when President Mahama came, one of the very first things that he tasked the sports minister to do is to make Black Stars budget public.
Yeah.
At some point in time, the minister did not bring out Black Stars budget because at the time he had understood that you don't always bring out Black Stars budget. People called him out that the president tasked you to bring it out. Why didn't you bring it out?
Exactly.
Of course, with time, the government have realized that you have to be careful with some of these things. Fast forward, Ghanaians have shown that they do not trust Otto Addo.
Okay.
The president came back. He sent the minister to go to Stuttgart to deliver the stance of the government, the stance of the president, and the stance by extension of the Ghanaian people. Okay. Whether or not you disagree or have issues, that's another conversation. But that is what I gathered in the last few hours on Otto Addo.
So the decision to sack him, when was it taken?
The decision to sack Otto Addo, I know that they've mooted it for a while now, but it was firmed up after the Austria game. In fact, before the Austria game, it was supposed to be like a test for him. Okay. That go and play and let's see.
Prove yourself.
But after the Austria game, full stop.
And I think for whatever that has gone on, the president of Ghana is looking back to 2014.
Yeah.
What happened? And I think he believes it was one aspect that really tarnished his image. From what happened with Herve, free Ankara. And when we came back from the tournament, there was the Jamefe Commission, the white paper here and there. A lot of things were written about the World Cup, and it is one that we don't even want to remember. So he wants to create something that will make Ghanaians trust his governance when it comes to a World Cup year. That this time around, things are going to be very different. And it started from the Black Stars budget, as Fiifi said. The next one was to do away with Otto Addo and appoint a different coach. The next one might also be about the number of supporters and what they are going to do to make sure that the World Cup thrives successfully and other people enjoy. But you see, I think for the GFA, they have their hands quite locked behind them. The reason why I'm saying that is in the appointment of Chris Hughton, it was envisaged that it was the government as at that time that pushed for the appointment of Chris Hughton, which the FA were not all that okay with that particular appointment. But definitely you need to accept it because you are not the one paying the coach. They understood, and we had a disaster of a tournament in Ivory Coast. One of the worst tournaments I've ever experienced as a Ghanaian when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. Then we come back where the government feels like, no, we did something, it did not work out. So the FA should continue and pick up their men. And the FA went back to Otto Addo. But the problem is the bridge between Otto Addo's first coming and the second coming, it got spoiled in the middle where they appointed Chris Hughton. So the third one, the FA was trying to also prove a point that, okay, your coach that you appointed did not do well, but we have somebody in charge. He qualified us for a World Cup. He will qualify us for another one. So we are going to back him at every cost. But one thing I know about Kurt and how he does his things, which I've already commended him about it, is about giving people opportunity. And I think if you look at how he has chosen coaches in recent times, the ones I'm saying that comes from the FA, Chris Hughton have put asterisks there. I don't care what anybody will feel.
But don't you think giving opportunity depends on the kind of platform?
You see, you look at somebody like, when we go back to the brain behind appointing Sika Akono, that frame of time, you look at what Sika Akono has already done, looking at Kotoko, one or two struggles, one or two staffs here and there, getting some 2 results, and the style of play, very important. Put it into context. Okay, Sika Akono, you are one of our own. Let's put you out there. And it came at a time where Ghanaians were angry that if you are sacking Kwesi Appiah, don't go and bring a foreigner. There was a public uproar where a lot of people felt like, no, let's not go and pick any foreigner. Let's stick to one of our own. And it took us to Sika Akono at that time. Sika Akono did not strive. Okay, fine. Then we go back to tried and tested. Milovan has done it before. Let's try him. Maybe things can work out. He came and he failed. Right after him, we needed to move for Otto Addo. Otto Addo came, played a doubleheader against Nigeria. We qualified to the World Cup. He coached the team, and the team was, as at that time, I can promise you that the team was actually growing. To be very honest, looking at the difference between how we played the first qualifying games, how we played against Nigeria, and how we even started the World Cup against Portugal, the results we got against South Korea, just maybe Ghanaians don't even blame him for the loss against Uruguay, especially when they believe that you scoring that penalty would have changed the whole picture about that game. Then we come back. Then that particular staff is cut off for Chris Hughton to come in. Then we go back to Otto Addo again, meaning he will need time to bring back everything that lost as at 2022 and get us back on track. And the FA did every single thing to support him, including adding more technical members. They understood his weakness. They knew who he was.
My problem was that I don't want us to use the addition of the technical team members to be the reason why Otto was not good, and the results showed. Right? That's enough. In terms of technical team, even Pep Guardiola has 22, 23.
Oh, Fiifi, I know that. Yeah. Otto is a man on his own. But all I'm trying to say is that I've never seen an FA support a coach like they did for Otto Addo.
I wanted to ask, for me, the point that looked a little bit for me was that about 7 months to the end, to the change of the last government, that's when the contract was extended, right?
Yeah.
And it was given, in essence, 5 years contract.
Yeah.
3 years straight, an option to extend and further 2. Yeah. For me, that's where the FA looked a little bit fishy to me, because we are going to the post vote. We know in this country that governments have a huge say in who becomes our coach, how long they stay, because of course they are the purse bearers. So how then were we certain to give Otto Addo that much time on contract?
Why, Fiifi? 7 months for the government to be out of power. You see, the truth is that the government realized that they needed to put themselves on a public appeal in terms of how people were seeing them, because the image was really that bad as at that time. If you remember, after we qualified for the World Cup, there was a call between His Excellency Akufo-Addo and Otto Addo, telling him that he should come back. We are going to appoint him. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we'll kidnap him.
And right after the World Cup, Otto Addo decides that, okay, fine, I have to step aside. So the government felt like, no, Ghanaians were not so much happy with the change of Otto Addo for Chris Hughton, especially with how results turned out. So going back for Otto Addo definitely is going to be a proper public appeal in the face of a lot of Ghanaians, which to me, as at that time, Mike, you won't say that you wouldn't love to have Otto Addo on the bench. No, because of what he had done before he left the team and Chris Hughton took charge. Chris Hughton was a mess. So anybody else at that time would accept that person with open arms. Let me tell you something. Before Otto Addo's appointment, Kwesi Appiah was in the mix. There had been discussions about appointing Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah had met the ministers at that time. Kwesi Appiah met the president of the land. They discussed bringing Kwesi Appiah. But before Kwesi Appiah left Black Stars, there's a reported rift between him and Kete Kroku, because a lot of people believe that he came to sack Kwesi Appiah. So it's a matter of a little bit of ego here and there. And the FA says that, no, let's go for a man. Let's give him years. This is a young team. Let him grow with it. Whatever support he needs, we'll give it to him.
I mean, and that was something that the FA had not done. I mean, people talk about the fact that since this FA came in, they've changed coaches. The one thing they had not done was to give a coach time and support him. So, I mean, insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again and you expect different results. So they wanted to change from the things that they had done by sacking coaches, and decided to give Otto time. So, I mean, but that didn't
back
work.
to the decision. So what does this mean for us?
Say.
So,
Otto Addo has left. What does this mean?
So I believe not to say that Obiano Ejumambono, but in first Wado. So I believe
you're still determines your reading.
Your
Okay, I comport myself.
Thank you.
So I believe it was important for Otto Addo to leave. In fact, the leaving there was after the failure to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. That's our birthright. See, also unimeduane ye near catch also konhono milo mai konhono leptin mai no went me anya was ye ntwen obeye benku amai obeye benku en leptin kwa na ohuri. So what I'm saying is that
leptin kwa na ohuri.
So what I'm saying is that na African Cup of Nations na bet right in say no dear. Oba Africa has say yeah ogoro ni ade no. Yeah ntimi an qualify no. And look at the teams and any more Sudan, Niger. Not no disrespect to these teams, but come on.
They are not on our level.
Come on. Na we muni na echi ntimi an qualify no kwasem. So World Cup necessity man no say no qualify di Matthew the Chelsea Champions League only di kan dey omoje away. Ubetime the Real Madrid, Chelsea at the Champions League now the more relegation now to what's the Champions League. Yo be boy mommy and you transfer now on the quality so 2 game affairs. Yeah immediately winning. Again Nigeria no 0-0-1-1 and yeah qualify. There. World Cup good there boy. But then I know qualify there.
And that's what she Chad 5.
Chad. I was also 10. What's a third 5?
What's she Mali? Back to back.
Anna you only a Madagascar one nasa for no Comoros no. See, let's not mince words. He wasn't good. And after the African Cup of Nations, now was the right thing by sacking him and bringing someone who beats me a baby. Right now, your boy friend games in the area. I feel I'm Baba Sakeno.
So is that not why we shouldn't have sacked him now?
So, and to me, the sacking was necessary, but the timing. If was saying I got 72 days. 72 days, I say, 72 days. The baby me baba for international break. Now new coach, no crab about Sony players now. And who the person of the year. Right now, the new coach. What was say?
For me boy now.
Boy no way.
The candidates.
The candidates where?
Okay.
So I believe that the new coach no. Right now, need time crowd or the better players. No, it's right now. So better players from their various leagues and try to imagine them on paper. It's right now. They be here coach or yet results oriented by playing anything to win matches. It's not a matter of someone who is come to build for you. No, right now you have your appointment. Now your appointment. Are we going for someone who is come to build? Or someone who is going to do what the World Cup.
What kind of a coach would you prefer? Coach Ben or Beppe?
Me, World Cup, it's a for coach or yeah, deal with me, I build the team. No.
Okay.
Because right now, if you go and bring a coach like, let's say, Mourinho, or them tournament, no question, me do quarterfinals near the but now building there. We are what next? Then after that, the 2-3 games, no lose, not Ghana for, yes, you need about to say Chelsea for now. You know about Sawa come now 4 games in India. Where you coach? Then another it start all over again. The cycle. Chiakai where you coach? See, let's do the right thing and pick a coach who beats me a bit on long term. The long term idea for this FA by giving Otto Addo 5 years now, it was good, but for the wrong personnel. You were saying something about the president, the FA president, the commendable, feature with respect to giving
people time.
It's good, but it depends on the kind of stage. Yeah, quite eating competition and that's a cooking competition for countries. It means that you will see your best chef. You're not quite man. Ultimate for being free access. Oh, your homework comes say, or in the name of my chance.
Can I say something? Whatever that went on, this is not something that anybody in the FA has told me or something like that. But it's just in my own opinion. I think Kiki, you look at his appointment of local coaches. These are former players of the national team. Sika Akono played for Black Stars. Otto Addo played for the Black Stars. They helped us play in our first ever World Cup. There was a certain notion around that old players felt that they were being put aside when it comes to appointments, beside Kwesi Appiah, and a little bit maybe as an assistant like Maxwell Konedu. So we had a rotation of the same core of coaches that we wanted them to coach the national team as former players.
We didn't succeed.
And we didn't succeed. He also comes in. There were conversations that are already started again. You know these old players, Omoha drink akra. Me mpese me bo club bi di ba club bi ba ko kroma so mo problem ba ko pa no
Otokwana
me dem modi. I haven't mentioned anybody's name, but these things can literally go into okay, fine, you played for the Black Stars before, why are you coaching? what do this level? Let's give you the job. Just maybe because you're a former player, one, you would understand how the players react. And that was when the team was at the peak of player power. It all ended in 2019, where Kwesi Appiah had issues with Asamoah and the Dayu over captaincy. Or Asamoah and general captain, or the Dayu main captain. So the team didn't watch it too. So all the nekwa, as a former player for front, also be players as a current players as a. Bit me no my Juma. Nanka president two playing fee you about Germany. Otto Addo. I'm an necessity from say Tebem. I'm an necessity from say Tebem.
Where do we go from?
Is it
here?
Mike?
That is what I.
Mike.
It looks like we keep brooding over. It has happened.
Okay, so what
Otto
next?
Addo has gone. So what next?
See,
So
there are
make
three
an appointment.
Okay,
Then you make an
You see,
appointment.
we'll make an appointment. But there are three things I'm looking out for any coach that will come to the Black Stars now. One, a coach who will understand, first of all, the team quality. Number
What
two,
kind of quality are we talking?
you see,
I think that's an important thing that we need to note.
team quality.
No,
You-
Busan,
I want
that's
to,
the inequality.
I want to say the three things. Then we'll pick it one by one. One, team quality, player profiling, in terms of the squad that we have.
Okay.
Number three, I think he has to look at discipline and commitment to the team. It's very important. These three things. The reason why I spoke about team quality is this, Mike. You compare this current Black Stars to the old Black
And a
Stars.
call-up strategy.
And saying in about share player profiling.
They're able to make profile we.
Uh-huh.
They find what profile Yan Diomande. Na yes say. Me dem encourage you. Yes say me yimbo.
Why?
Estavao.
Yeah.
Estavao ya de. Yes mo obi a bia na ho ne wo from.
Januja.
Adnan Januja bi mbebo. What profile we unim de also obo. But because of BBNT.
Well, my check player profiling him. You see, the team quality and American one says, Mike, basically, we still talk about the Ghana Premier League and say that, okay, during the early 2000s, we had Emmanuel Osei-Kufo. We had Stephen Odru. We had Don Bote. We had Ishmael Addo. Now, Hearts of Folk, this is not the House of Folk we know. The difference between these clubs and the national team is these clubs are not also accepting the fact that their team is actually going down. They believe they are still the old guns. Yeah. And I think that's where we also find ourselves also in a nutshell a little bit, where we believe that how the likes of Stephen Appiah, Mike Leeson, and these guys dominated midfield, did all their stuff. We have the same kind of quality in the Black Stars. No. I picked the squad one by one. And you compare it to some of the African teams that are performing on the continent. Now you look at a goalkeeper like Benjamin Asare. In our own context, in our own league, superb. But in the context of discussing him outside Ghana Black Stars and the league, where does he rank? Then you look at somebody like Atizigi in the same context. Then we come to the defense. Ajete went to Wolfsburg. How many games has he played? Then you look at somebody like Jiku, who left to Sparta Moscow. I think they're even on break. But for him, I'll put an asterisk there because he has proven himself in the Black Stars. Then you look at somebody like Gideon Mensah, Auxerre. Is he the main man? Question to ask. Then you come back and you look at somebody like Mohamed Salisu. I'll put an asterisk there because when he's fit, he plays so well for Monaco.
Yeah.
In the Champions League.
He's a starter for
He's
Monaco.
a starter for Monaco.
He was mostly on
So-
the bench too.
Sometimes.
Yeah, certain parts.
So I'll put asterisks there. Then you go to the right back, you look at someone like, I want to use the old people. We used to have Dennis Odoi. Now he's gone. Tariq Lamptey. How was he doing the Brighton and Hove Albion days? He was not playing.
But I know Otto also
Then-
mentioned that we got,
Then Ali Duseidu,
yeah, who went injured and then.
who went injured and now coming back. What is his quality? Extremely. Then you look at someone like Thomas Tepati, who we believe is our superstar. He's the third choice midfielder at Villarreal.
Onyabi Mwana.
Behind Danny Pareo and Papi Gueye.
And Danny Parero so yakukrao.
Danny Pareo Obafom. He's not playing. Sibo, Real Oviedo, after one of the Ghanaian international break, no BBM. Till recently, I was saying consistent minutes ababebo.
They went to buy Leon Dondenka. Charlie, Real Oviedo, I Sibonye player.
What form? So Fatal Ishaku, Jiku, Mohamed
So are you saying
Salah.
that we don't have quality?
I'm not saying. You see, when we talk in general, like we don't have quality, meaning comparatively against maybe some of the top sides.
So we don't have quality as compared, like Otto said.
Yes.
Otto said he doesn't have the stream of quality that the Germans have.
That is why I agree with him. And if you pick the players one by one, you would understand. And they come together to make the team. That is why the second thing is about the player profiling. Because if you are not getting the team quality, you need to profile these players well to get the best out of them.
Mike, I want to ask you a question. If you are the sports minister, what do you do? Not the GFA. If you are the sports minister.
In terms of appointments.
No. Right after
Black
the
Stars,
issue, what will you do?
What do you do?
I think I need to engage the former players. They've done a great disservice to the country. And in all this discussion, it is one area that a lot of people have tried to ignore. If people did not pave the way for the likes of AC and Apia, Kenson to come up, they wouldn't have gotten to where they got to. I liked it when you were mentioning their names, but they had the benefit of enjoying several age limit national team tournaments.
Yeah.
Under 17, under 20, and even to the Olympic Games.
But what have they done wrong?
They played at the continental stage and played at the international stage. It built them up. By the time they were ready to be inserted into the Black Stars, they had built a certain profile. Then they were well known, not just to Ghanaian football fans, but also to coaches. There were a lot of things to look at. How many of our current Black Stars players have been able to benefit from such? None.
I think there is only one. Fatah
Ishaku did not play under 17.
But Mike, how
under 20?
But Mike, how is that the problem of
Now,
the ex-players?
here I come in.
Yeah.
Those who trained their peers and the others were former players. I took a few, Samade. I can go on and mention a lot of names. They played football and transitioned to become football talent developers and then even contributed as coaches.
Was he understood?
What has been Stephen Appiah's contribution to Ghana football?
Stephen is more of an administrator.
What has he administered?
The last time
Tell me one single thing he's administered.
The last time he was an ambassador for
ambassador for the
I'm telling you, but he's
that's what he is. That's what he is. You see, there is a lot more Stephen Appiah can do to help Ghana football.
But Mike, if he doesn't want to be a coach, we can't force him to be a coach.
If others didn't want to also use themselves as avenues for talent development, where would he be?
Like Kingston came, we literally
came
in the heat of the
How many
final.
of those within that era have showed up?
Michael is with Nordjylland. Have we convinced him enough? Michael.
Of a 2006 squad, how many of them are actively
Was
contributing?
Otto in the 2006 squad?
Yes, he was.
Otto has become our coach.
What did we do?
But he became the coach of the
You
Black
are
Stars.
not getting the point.
Yeah.
There was a stream of coaches who were trained by the Winneba Sports College. There was a certain Ghanaian football identity imbibed in them. They became the set of coaches who helped to progress Ghana football from the late 80s to the early 90s to the mid 90s. So at a point in time, we could sack this local coach and we'll be rest assured that the other local coach will step in, take over, and then we'll do a good job. To date, we are here lamenting our football has gone down. Who was mentioning the local league, Akomeah?
Yes.
How many of our local coaches now can we boastfully say, this one there, yes, she sent it in the choir, but the be okay.
They rotated the same names every season.
That is, you see, our biggest problem is that we lack a certain identity because we have not been deliberate.
Ogumnate.
No, you are just mentioning names.
But I'm mentioning the names of the people.
No, you are just mentioning names because the point I want to make, you are glossing over it.
What about Nuruddin Amadou? He's a former player. Well, I mean, he's a former player. Played for King Faisal.
He's a former player. Played for who?
King Faisal.
And which national team?
He played for the under 17 or so.
Use this case study.
You are not getting the point
use this
again.
case study.
Now,
with respect to other countries.
I'm coming.
I'm
I'm coming. I'll use it to reference Senegal. I'll even do other countries. Now, if we had Stephen Appiah, the core of that 2006 World Cup team, if we had like 40% of them accepting that we are offering ourselves as outlets, we will start from the U17. Maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they would have built themselves to a certain level.
I think I know where he's coming from.
Aliou Cissé, where he's coming from.
Aliou Cissé broke Senegal's duck in terms of winning the AFCON. Do you know where he started? At the age limit national teams. The zenith of that period was when he qualified with the Senegalese under 23 to the London 2012 Olympic Games. It was at the same time Sadio Mane was also coming up, including Idrissa Gana Gueye.
Yeah.
Now, these formed the core of a Senegalese team. So it wasn't just the coach making progress. The players were also progressing to the national team.
That's one of it.
Then, at the height of it, They won the AFCON
But you see, Mike, no.
You mentioned
I
the
want to give
small
something to you so that you continue. Our case seemed to be peculiar because when somebody is growing as a young player, the public narrative is that he is going to be controlled by the FA. So then these guys probably get stopped in their tracks.
So if I was a sports minister, that is what I will ensure is done.
Because I'm really surprised that we played. Was it all African?
I hope it answers your question.
yeah.
If I was a sports minister, I will formulate policies that allows for that, so that there will be a clear pathway for coaches to build themselves, garner enough profile, pedigree, exposure, whatever. By the time that we think we need a senior national football team coach, we would have like 3 available options, like Morocco. After Walid Regragui left, who was appointed? Yeah. Where did he come from? From the U20.
But even
there was even Tariq Skitui,
yeah,
who won the Arab Cup and also came to win he won the Chan as well.
Yeah. But even same for the Senegalese after Alicis went, Pap Thiaw,
Exactly.
the same conveyor belt.
So if you have a perfect example here in Ghana, but I don't know if he decided not to coach. Someone like Silas Tete. Now let's look at the period between 2008 to 2010. He was an assistant coach of the Black Stars team too at some point. So you look at some of the kids, he worked with them at under 20 level. How they transitioned into the Black Stars team where he was an assistant. But just maybe after the assistant, he did not try to go into coaching again. Which also fits into what you are saying that
he needed some issues.
Okay, that one too is there. But he is the one that has come closest to some of these things.
But Mike, this one is obviously long term as a sports minister, right?
Oh yes, of course.
You are looking at, okay, that is perfectly understandable. Tangible.
What do you do in the short term?
Right now.
It is not the minister's job to look for a Black Stars coach.
But Michael, so you see, this is Michael. This is the right thing. The right thing. We know that's not the norm.
And so that is why we are where we are. You see, one cannot cry no my own. You see, the problem with where we are now has never been about the personnel. It's the process. The process is flawed. The process is flawed. That is the point. It is 2-2, FA2, government 2. I draw.
I cancel each other.
Oh yes, of course.
Sika Akuno, government. Chris Hilton, government. FA, Milovan Rajiva, Otto Addo.
Plus, Obia 2-2.
The process is what is flawed. That is the problem. Baby, I hear how no. The process. The appointment and everything. You set out a criteria. And then at the end of the day, you turn or you flip everything over and then you go for Otto Addo. Yes, the intention and everything behind it was positive. But it defeats the entire criteria that you brought out.
Exactly. So why did he even bring out the criteria?
Even before he starts, the conversation is about he is being favored.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope you get the point.
You can puppeteer him.
It means anything that Otto Addo does will be met with fierce criticism because there is a certain public perception about anything FA.
Which they are not ready to accept.
Even if the intention is good or positive, the people will spin the narrative, change it. So, in as much as I think Otto Addo did not enjoy total support from Ghanaians from the onset.
And I think that is the reason why Keds decided to say, you know what, let's stick with him at least. Because it was so bad. You remember the debacle after the final game of the AFCON qualifier?
Yeah.
Himself and our colleague in Accra.
Exactly.
You are a trainer scout, you are not good enough, and all of this. It became too personal, you understand? Yeah. And that is how sometimes it degenerates to. And what Michael is saying is something I've been saying from this morning. I mean, if you think about it, it comes down to that. We are here because today the government is taking a decision because the people say we have to. He's not good enough. All of us do agree that it's probably the wrong time. But we agree that it's the right decision, but it's the wrong time.
Yes,
and the government will go ahead and take the decision.
Because the public wants that.
Yes, and that will probably contribute to the process being flawed because you will say, okay, let's bring in somebody short term. You go to the short term.
We are confused. We don't even know
who So the by and large is that this guy probably will bring in somebody, right? Whoever it is. He may go to the AFCON. Yeah. Then we know Ghana. He qualifies to the round of 16 or maybe quarterfinal. Then like the elsewhere president did. Hey, Otto Addo, I'm kidnapped you. In Ghana, I kidnapped you.
Yes. Even the average Ghanaian Why are you watching young Pamo? One part I say, see, the next match will lose because it's a Sakwan on Yadi. That is a typical Ghanaian. We are like Kotoko fans. We are like Manchester United fans. We are like Chelsea fans. You need time.
So even before we properly,
that is why I said something about understand. You know, there is a need for public education on the level and the quality of the team we have.
Shit.
Before we even diagnose the issue, names are already out, and there is talk of Herve Renard.
Oh, Kwesi Appiah, don't forget.
Kwesi Appiah.
Oh, in fact, Kwesi Appiah.
What is our problem? Before we start looking at coaches or profiles, what is our problem? If I ask you now, what is the problem with the Black Stars? No, what's the problem with the No, what is the problem with the Black Stars? What's the problem with the Black Stars?
I believe we have quality, but quality in your quality.
What's your problem with the Black Stars?
I think the Black Stars' biggest problem has just been the lack of continuity over the last few years.
What's your problem with the Black Stars?
Lack of technical quality and lack of
continuity. So we've said 3 different things. As it stands now, we don't even know what the exact issue is that needs addressing.
Just looking for the
and
next
we are
guy.
talking about the next coach.
Just to rush into the World Cup.
So, I am having fever symptoms. I'm more farmer and sector, more medical sector. Can I just conclude say I need paracetamol?
But young labs knew who the ayo. It's no parania hadie. No parania. Lab results. Yeah, we say MPs. It's a malaria.
So it is clearly where we are. One thing we fail to understand is that as a process in football, you will fail more times than win. But the win will cover up for all the failures. So when we are having a conversation about Aliou Cisse, nobody will say that he won or he failed more AFCON trophies in terms of attempts to win than the actual one he won.
Like failing here for the end failed.
Senegal did it and it worked out. Morocco did it and it worked out.
Good.
So all of them did it and worked. Do you think Morocco fans are as patient as you think they are? The Raja Casablanca fans, those guys.
No.
Data
after saying Kunim Diaba.
No.
There are times you don't.
No, Aliou Cisse's team was not winning.
Yeah,
at a point in time, round of 16, round of this. Do you know why even Papi? You see that kind of strategy give them Papi out.
Yeah.
And a proper continuity at that level. We can start now.
No, listen.
Now, on Tiasi, a national team, so
again.
That's why public education is very important. No, public education. You see, Mike. No, Kiki me ba.
Right now, see, I'm not talking about as an analyst. I'm talking as a typical guy.
Me aware. Mike Kasimbi wa say. All of these things that is happening, it is because of the public perception of the FA.
About the FA. No, but you see,
what again, did the mention?
Who is the one spearheading the Senegalese football drive? The one acting as the main guy, the advisor to government. Who is the
Diop?
Who is he?
Your former player.
Kalilu Fadiga is part of their setup. Yeah. Again, these are the players who form. I'm coming. Relax. Calm down.
2002.
Calm down. Now, these people formed the basis of the Senegalese team that made history. 2002. After that, they decided to offer themselves as outlet to help transform Senegalese football. Some created football academies.
Yeah. And you're not listening to me, Mike.
Relax, I'm coming. Some created football academies. And it became a pathway for Senegalese players to transfer directly to France. Look at the investment into their football. Legend. What has been their actual contribution?
I think
to help the game.
I think, Michael, one of the biggest issues that we've had is that most of our former players have been interested in wearing suit and tie and being in the boardroom rather than being on the dugout.
No.
Because look, someone like Samuel Osei-Kuffour, given the things he went through as a player in that first game in Germany versus Italy, could have been an excellent coach. Winning or losing the Champions League to Manchester United in the manner at which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the likes did what they did to him, could have been an excellent coach. Samuel Sekufo became as part of the member of the Black Stars Management Committee for some time and left off. Today, the only time I see Samuel Sekufo is when he's playing football at Bauleshi Park in East Legon. That is where I see Samuel Sekufo. And there's a depth of quality. But like Michael, like you said, for me, our biggest issue comes down to the little rifts that used to happen between FA and government. And do you know what it has degenerated into? When Ketty Okreku first took power, for some reason, that was during Akufo-Addo's time, right?
Don't sack Kwesi Appiah, I'll sack him.
Yeah. And Ket was viewed as an NDC person. In fact, still, the people in political quarters that know a little bit about football, they will tell you that they think that Ket is an NDC man. Whether or not that is true, nobody knows that story. In fact, when they were going to run for that election, Nanaya Amponsa was supposed to be the one that is probably NPP and Ket not. So then people even from certain parts of government were behind certain people to get them the GFA slot. And for me, that is the genesis of all of these things. Ket became FA president. It was him versus the government, or his administration versus the government. To the extent that you remember, there was certain faction of even Ghanaian journalists that were behind the ministry. A certain faction were behind FA. They were always a rift. It went on for years. To the extent that when this minister came, he knew that the wise thing to do is that we don't have to be in bed with the GFA, but they are partners. And I have personally said consistently that FA and government are not two different entities that work away from each other. You need to work together to attain the success that you want. This sports minister has tried in trying to get them to work together. But this is where we've come from. Like Michael said, 2-2. Almost every time, this one says, it's my time to take a decision. Then the next one, you took the decision the last time, it's my time to take a decision. Instead of finding the right way.
Two of you coming
and for
together
me,
to
this
think
is
and
where
draft
even
something for us.
some astute Ghanaians like Dr. Randiabi probably should play more role, because he is with the current government, with Cocoa Board, and has been with the FA for a while now.
He's a management
committee member of the Black Stars, and he's been there for a while.
The chairman.
We should be able to find lasting solutions. It can't, Kiki, it can't be the same regular thing of
peppering over the cracks.
yes, exactly. That's the
Every
phrase.
single tournament.
First of all, I like the fact that Michael was specific that before you solve a problem, you have to identify it. That what is our problem. Mike Idika Kasoka say me say Diof your wine. Diof your advisor to who?
The government about football.
Exactly. Yeah, Chrome hand debi o baby e yusu. Yesi koko football bo. Unwa anima.
Passing out.
Yeah, a fitted politics any a born a boom. Politics any opposition be a bit many and dachi boom. Contribution is saying your government are your bem. It is a me NDC me MPP me CPP na me government mu a wo Akomeah wo Mike o contribute ne say na me buy no nti wo fata kwase wo say me bibia wo say me de ma wo eti no kwase ne say at the end of the day we can have some ekofo, we can have these people that can do the actions say the Mike can, which is supposed to be so, but no kwase ne say ye be yi Akomeah who was no a dream power one constituency or be yi kakra. Baby. See, there are a lot of people you were mentioning Randy Abeni the other day. A best shock say a bit me about say only say was say the mic and a try baby. But because of BB Intino, because of someone come here or be network intino, and the any dinner when you say politics ne year Juma Senegal, time I to about ye the young president no. But no may see ye. Never you chrome her on the media. Yeah, we have a certain perception about your politics. And almost one more day. It's on no better mamma quite said Joffun Tunefo. Yeah, a crime number fast crowd bit me ya point to say, oh, 7 up here, oh, my Kasian, oh, 1 between. It got to a time. I will even do a lot of. I don't want to even enter into politics because to do I'm for sensitive about it because we want the MPP, we want NDC, we want the CPP. Time of more appointment about school feeding. There are a lot of people who do some more year, but when you day appointment, ma or be a GD say or when you are no a bit more chase kind of one side say yeah, Juma, see, it has always been like that. Oh, baby, especially here. So before we identify the problem, you have to understand that your government, if it at a pencil, any politics no, usually a be understand than a Fiifi can't see me or say. Time a Ghana 4 years, they say, Otto Addo, or you're not doing so, oh, the first coming, or the see an NCBM, or so act, because also we're tip the donor. One Theodore Donna, Yakusa, in the next 2 years, near the Obama.
Can I come back to whatever you were saying? You see, it was say, and you say politics in the football, but there has been a time where football has really worked in this country. Just maybe when the likes of Kiki and Fiifi were around. But I just don't want us to go far. But right around 2004, when we failed to qualify for the AFCON in Tunisia, now plans to revamp the Black Stars to do well and make sure that this team competes and competes well. We needed a certain football developmental project, which came from Uncle Ben Kofi, right? Mm-hmm. We sat down and we followed that particular trend. That is the reason why it got to a point in time we saw the likes of Stephen Appiah, Mike Lacey, and Co. playing in the senior national team, including former Kumasa Sante Kotoko midfielder who is now working as a football agent, Chipsa. All of these guys moved in that particular.
But most of them they like the boardroom stuff. Look at Chipsa too. Can't fault them. Go ahead.
Now, Saturday Akomeah kind of Saturday no one politicizing you. And then it's
2004, 2006.
No, relax. Saturday and then
2008, 2010.
Difference room.
No,
that time no one politicizing. Saturday that time no politics new who's new. And then it's me obit me be na no catch us me person you qualify for World Cup. And no quite a campaign.
Now who told you?
Right.
No, who told
I remember when the governments came in. That's when it became certain. I want to point out something to you. When these governments came in, that's when it became certain that we are qualified for the World Cup. Most of the conversation was that NDC by the Black Stars.
You see, these are some of the conversations that happened. But I think in 2004, 2006, you see, I don't want to go into politics. Let's just end it there and stick to that.
So
look at what Ben Kofi did during that period of time.
And where did Ben Kofi come from? The same football structure. The system produced Ben Kofi.
And by 2015, everything came to an end. Yeah, boy, Ivory Coast really now final. On the penalties, everything came to an end. Yeah, best Shania started for Frono. Obianya the self-available. Otia can tembo if we say, Conan can draft new one. There are more issues. Yeah, we're free.
I don't want to talk about him.
The American can. I look at those sign model that was here fast, but no question. And they say, "Bet me a faso." So right now, they to me faso no. What is the next step? You solid play that area the way.
It's parallel.
So where do we go? When
I've already listed my 3 thematic areas I want the coach to improve. Anyone that comes in can do this job in that area. But if I'm supposed to mention top 3, like top 3 that I want them to come and do that. Why is
no, you've already mentioned that. I'm talking about names now.
No, yes, the names top 3.
That's what he's talking about.
Oh,
hey, Masa. I think
I'll look at someone like Walid Wegragi.
Walid who?
Walid Wegragi.
Walid
Regragri.
Actually. Ghana pie. Okay, you go.
Walid.
Right.
I'll look at someone like Walid Wegragi and Pitsumo Sima.
Especially the number 1.
Then Kwesi Appiah.
And then who?
Kwesi Appiah.
Telling me I don't have names, honestly. Because Charlie, I'm tired. Honestly, Mike, I'm tired.
Kemlas.
On your bad, honestly, but I just don't want to derail the women football development now.
But Matthias, I'm going to
me, I don't see the point. A man or Juma John to a management.
That's the danger word. He was brought in to run a project with the Black Queens. The Black Queens have a major tournament to play this around the same time we'll be playing the World Cup. I think it will be right after the World Cup. It is July, August, right?
So that.
Calm down.
Only my man on the use
leave him to do the women's job.
They say
it's a new coach bar 2 months and 2 short so the Beko World Cup.
Now,
last day on for blasters in Koba 2 weeks not their Kobo. Oh, come on.
Me will give Desmond of airtime or
have we prepared him enough for such a
we've not, but I mean,
and won't he be repeating the same mistake like Otto Addo? Because I personally I think the mistakes and everything we saw from Otto Addo, if he had the benefit of coaching, let's say the U20, had coached the U23, he would have corrected himself even before the Blasters comes. Now with affair. what is his level of experience?
U20,
Then
U21.
you what?
And assistant coach for Otto Addo.
It is not
The
enough.
coaching ego no so.
It is not enough.
Not a Belgium trained though.
Before I could
na mo ka so to anu a German trained.
Ebusa ko
Otto Addo chairman trained in Hamburg, Ghana for
you see, that is the point. So we don't even know where the ministry is on this tangent. The FA is here in terms of appointing who becomes the next Blasters coach.
Let catch you say, I don't go there. It's okay.
You get the point.
Also, who say
Fiifi cannot mention names. Can you give me names?
Have you Renard?
Who?
Renard.
You think
I'm ready now after leaving the jobs that
you take currently as it stands now. Herve Renard is who we need.
Boy, Saudi Arabia, bro.
See, now just one hour. Why baby, say
But first, you see, but Addo will come in as a stopgap, do a job. J.E. Sapon,
yeah.
Samade,
That's by J.E.
Ike Afrane,
Charlie.
Atukwefio.
Now I'm for Ogumumre.
na Sanfet or Oma.
Stand here.
Sanfet.
Who say?
Ogum. You see,
Mike, now how do Otto Addo about World Cup? Sanfet is Sanfet or Oma no bana.
no, I think, you see, in as much as Otto Addo might not be as good as some people expect, I think he deserves credit for what he's done.
Yeah.
Qualifying us for the World Cup.
Not qualifying us for the World Cup.
What exactly?
We make it seem, you see, I think Otto Addo came at the wrong time. He should have been prepared well enough for this stage. I don't think he's a bad coach.
So he should have started from the junior side.
Aside that, he should have at least taken some time to build himself in the general coaching field.
People would have probably respected him more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
at least you assistant coaches be man ko
I think it is something that Akomeah benefited from.
Yeah.
So by the time that Plavi had to leave
Yeah.
after AFCON 2012,
Yeah.
Kwesi Appiah just
was
took
ready
over.
to take over.
And he played the semi-final of the African Cup of
You
Nations.
get it?
Eh, Bansi.
So he had learnt and he had improved
Yeah.
under two different coaches, Milo and then Plavi, Goran Stevanovic.
Yeah.
Otto Addo needed such an exposure. He needed such. Go to tournaments with the national team.
You know, only Chris Uti and Koya, Chris Uti.
Go to
Oh my,
tournaments
say you
with the
body for
national
our company. They
teams.
say any day. You bow with the answer. You bow with the appetite. Is it when
Because Yakofa killers about Koya, Chris Uti, I'm going to resume to her, right?
now Walid now who bunny dino Walid no Amra.
But and yes, Kasim, but Walid can. Charlie, see, even things like culture can be a big shock to whatever you're going to do. Honestly.
Walid.
In fact, one of the reasons why I'm even worried.
Morocco on a structure.
Yeah, like things like culture. He'll probably be shocked by a lot of things. When he enters GFA Secretariat, coach Ukrainian office.
Moya huna mo.
Make I talk you.
Oh no, you see,
Oh, this one, they no be hiding of anything.
what Walid Regragui enjoyed in Morocco, he would never find it in any African football structure.
Mike,
Unless he goes to Europe.
now they
especially
can
West
give you. Now they
Africa.
can give you some example. You see, Shoba,
Aristiga.
Adriana. Bishop wouldn't be angry with this because he has already something he said public that
Yeah.
they were going to play a game and they needed to stop somewhere and try and pray. You see, Chama looked at them and he told them that we are wasting time. What do you think you are doing? That is the essence of some of these things. In our culture, Walid can come in an official match day. They can tell Walid, okay, Walid, you need to put this on your hand. A white handkerchief. Will you do it? If he says no, we soon.
Yeah, the monkey can this is a Ghanaian coach. Mo fra Kwesi Appiah ne nkwe. We did. The monkey can dey.
They say what happened and come share empire near the coach.
Na mo kra say me ya body mo say that.
But you let me be honest with you. The World Cup you are going, apart from the coaching we are picking, you are then pie born and come share echo.
So, if it so happens we get a coach, does it change our fortunes for the World Cup?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Oh, if it will not a sewer the run that.
There's a character line here.
To say also can say most World Cup I can dey echo.
Yeah, the pie born prophecy.
Exactly.
So, will they have a part to play in how we fare at the World Cup?
Yeah, I think a new coach a new coach coming in will try to prove that, especially if you're man a short termer. Your man a short term will try to prove that Chinchina your man a long term. So if you're better try to.
Any new coach will be coming has just 2 games to play before the World Cup.
Mexico and even the Mexico, Mike is not getting his full squad at his disposal.
Yeah, so Mexico. And
So the only game is Wales.
Wales, yeah.
And so I think any coach that is coming in will want to prove himself that he's right for the job. And trust me, he will do well at the tournament. Obey Bibi Amia who say, obey me. My own is because what can you then say on it? So if for me the what track around 16 and quarter.
So why didn't you leave Otto Addo?
Right? That's why I say it's such a wrong time.
Mike, do you know why I'm worried? Do you know why I'm worried? No, Kiki. You know why I'm really worried? If we don't get it right this time, we'll be left far behind.
Now when I say you far behind,
I'm stating something here. Now we have World Cup 2026 to play. Right after it, you have AFCON 2027 to play.
Qualifiers.
Right after the qualifiers, if you qualify main tournament, after main tournament, you have 2028. So in the space of 3 consistent years, we need to establish something that we can be able to feed off.
For now, the question of what you are looking for, you won't get.
And then we are not going to
the Black Stars will encircle in the same position.
Now, when I say circle, yes, you have a circle.
You see, I want to use this to make a passionate appeal to your former players. They are from the legends.
They're from the legends. There's some home,
See, some are legends. See, Drew saying, like we should have had options.
Yeah.
Those we can actually say, the team name him Fire
Cobra. You make a proper decision.
Your football, no war.
Now, all I want to match back up house in mobile. FA president
you see, you guys have not really paid attention to this. You were very gloomy a year state.
What they say lying,
FA president Palayo, lie men.
Then what they lie anyway.
Everything is here so man. Because this year,
Acha
3 months. Boys, you been any picture be now cry on our dome. Just Grana, you understand?
Ghana. Oh, yes, sir. Manchester, Chelsea. Go so far. But say you the best ever. Oh, no, Carrick. Also, no, we near Baku,
we can't even boast one player from the 2000 year first World Cup squad. I'll bet me a beshim class interim day. Ye ni Baku crowd.
Why?
Charlie.
No, so
no, you see. You guys still don't get it.
True. That is so fair.
Why would you say we are the best generation of Black Stars players?
And
you need back crowd. Are you ready now?
Ideally, we should have got like one coach in Kawesi, because even the people that talk about the Ivorian issue, go to MS5. It's on the same conveyor belt.
Buy some the other year. Buy some the
I mean, it's fine, What kind of reservation, boy?
Oh, of course. I mean, the emotional attachment to the nation and
aside that,
all of those things.
Aside that, the quality now they could talk.
No, but he was also ready because he was U23 coach.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what he was ready.
Yeah.
They had quality, but he was ready.
You say what the man. Okay, Musa, few questions. You as an FA head, also make an appointment. Obey you, make sure.
But Michael, that is why I will stick with Desmond Affair for the World Cup.
So I'm hearing Saudi
have
sacked Herve Renard. Saudi were also looking for Walid Regragui to be the replacement.
I think he can do a job there. Arabic.
Yeah.
They have Renard for Black Stars.
He said
it's a swapping.
The issue with Herve Renard again, I think he has been on a decline after the 2015 AFCON contest with Ivory Coast.
Yeah. I agree.
Morocco did not work as expected.
Yes. I think the French national team
women's national team.
He was even appointed for Marseille at some point for a short time.
No, one of the French clubs.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at the peak of his powers. And if you are getting him now, you are getting pedigree. A coach who is well experienced, but not a coach who is performing or on top of his game as it stands. let's see what happens. But Charlie, story nehu. I am munya but trainer.
What hurts
You're
me
born.
is-
But do the sad thing. The sad thing is that we've actually sat down, we've had a good show, but we just could not point out who comes in next. And like, it looks as if, so I think what we've all come to accept is that the solution to our problem is not on the fingertip.
No.
Yeah.
And even Fiifi with the stopgap, I'm even scared for certain
But see, this
players.
is why
They're going to be big losers.
Michael,
They are going to be big winners
Michael,
from
this
the
is why,
squad.
Michael, this is why. See, I've grown to dislike Chelsea fans, like Kiki say, and Ghanaian football fans, because we like the yodium,
Another penny a pound.
especially.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, the space.
Especially money, yes. Try no man. You who's a test no?
No.
But what is Cucurella saying?
Kukuara.
Kwara.
Kukuara Juva.
Who could there's all those they say no? Or see or queer you? Or article.
Okay.
Article.
The Chelsea project in the end article.
No, I think he's had an interview. Where he
Yeah. So
spoke
Kuku is saying that he spoke about the flaw of sacking Maresca and the fact that he doesn't agree if he had a decision.
Wait. What?
Only ask you, we just ask that.
Oh, Blasters in the same way.
Yeah, Paul. You ever came here?
Blasters.
You ever cook?
So Cuckoo is cooking Chelsea.
But
was
as a
saying.
Chelsea right now, it seems I don't know what is going on. Your vice captain is busy doing Mapuka for Real Madrid. Kuku like Boadu. So far, nipa ba akope. I don't know them who say oya dan ko da adre. Kaisedo. Even we have different types of
On
personalities.
more bro, Chelsea
So,
free. You are my free here mo. Yeah.
But it's bad though.
One video
I don't know
no
what is
way, no.
going
For
on.
me,
Right.
I think is what Chelsea needs. Where they are. Kiki, see, I used to sit here. You guys sometimes made me look like I'm mad. That I was sticking
no
my neck
look
out.
like
for-
you are mad. Mad you are mad. But what that was.
I was sticking my neck out for Maresca.
Yeah.
Charlie, at the time, Manchester United fans, both of you, could not accept that Maresca was a top coach.
Oh, me them is upset.
Yeah, you did that to an extent. But after that,
There's a difference between world class and top. Top fine.
But of course, for the work that he did,
Yeah.
where he was going towards that direction,
But I'm here for world class. I'm number
he was going towards that direction. And after that, almost every Manchester United fan, if you ask them the Michael Carrick is going, which one coach will you look at? In the list, they will mention Enzo Maresca.
Yeah.
Like, for me, Chelsea winning the Club World Cup with Maresca, whatever it was, for me was the step that they had taken to the top, that they are now going to begin, depending on how consistent they could be. And I felt that this season was never going to end without Maresca winning at least the FA Cup. Chelsea could have won something, or maybe gone to the quarter-final of the Champions League. Those are my expectations. But if you get a manager like Maresca, see, for me, Maresca was more important than the Chelsea sporting directors.
Blaster.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you get Maresca and you let it go, when Enzo Fernandez came to Chelsea, he came to Chelsea at age 21.
Oh, no, go ahead. Oh, go ahead. He came at 21 and then.
Kiki Andra omo.
But you know that what you are talking about, that is a similar situation of the Black Stars.
Iti ever Maresca brother.
Chelsea, Manchester United, and Black Stars.
Iti ever Maresca brother.
Chelsea, Manchester United, and Black
Because
Stars.
Maresca, Enzo Fernandez, they are Chelsea fans who free. When the guy was coming, he came at 21. You told him that you are building long-term projects.
Well, when you are 25.
Projects were Baba do 25. At the Club World Cup. Coach, you know, the Club World Cup now. And it seems that Enzo Maresca and Grandpa Tanfa, Enzo Fernandez, and Pochettino, people were going at him. And now Maresca, he started scoring goals and playing. Hey, Enzo Fernandez. To no crown, you believe Nikosho. Like Ukraine said, you die for a coach like that.
Oh, he's cooking him.
Now, season Fiifi was a Maresca. After Paris Saint-Germain, see, Enzo Fernandez could not hide anything. When they asked him, he said, Massa, that decision to sack Maresca did not make sense. Now he's 25. He's a South American.
You should wait for another 4 years.
On China,
Boy,
contract
2032. 2032.
This is when he starts talking. And see, Nipa no yamu mo Liam Senior.
Fiifi Makacha will say the appointment of Liam a horror ne say bibia. If you was Akomeah and now the Obi Crampa at least.
Middle season Obi and Jeju.
No. Fiifi.
Enrique Weja Paris Saint-Germain.
There be make us Enrique bro. Or make it statement me say o sake Maresca no. Because Maresca baby obedru ye no.
Fiifi, can I make a perfect example for Maresca's situation? Claudio Renard with Chelsea.
Claudio
Renard.
What's the time of buying? And I guess I'm finding.
No. Me can't say fan number. Like time I know early 2000s.
Yeah.
She adwuma no ye you know. Baby o ye see you know. O Chelsea crowd so second and sana Jose Mourinho be team no.
Yeah.
But look at the difference. When he was moving on from Claudio Renard, look at coach Okoye Kofane.
Jose had won the Champions League.
Oh, say Fiifi what am I say? Obi kra on chair Maresca kana at least. Unhunu gab ni bebre kana. But Liam there, Enzo will look at Liam in the dressing room, Scalon in the coaching or now got work up.
They were attacking against PSG without structure.
Sir, yeah.
Does that not?
There's an indictment on him.
Yeah.
In fact, the two players speaking about Liam
They judge them.
Oh yeah. He said that they were playing because most of the players don't know what they were doing, and then he mentioned his email. Ademamu is a coach in Yade, coach players in Yinindi. So you coach now you be who play as I see a good coach. No, so you're a nice person. Like we need papa is on Yade. Coach and funny papa top coach be no papa. If you're a top coach, the first thing they say is that he's good, like his status is good. Before they talk about his person. But in Nyaka's he's a good guy. Also, he always wants to be around us. Chelsea
lose to one almost will transcend your could be. We are not much, but well, a year, new cry. But Liam dear Fiifi.
So
what is Chelsea's biggest problem?
Chelsea, the biggest problem right now is this decision to sack I don't think that it was about buying young. Like I said, this was the next step to go there. And if we had kept Maresca, Levaiko comes back. You saw the defensive issues with quality. I don't care about age. Quality. You bring them in next summer. And then goalkeeping. In fact, I was for Robert Sanchez, but in the middle of this season, somewhere, I think I came to the realization that Robert Sanchez is one of those guys that obey me about good times. But Bonyoma won home to the extent that like a bet for you to win the champions, for you to win the league, it can't be Robert.
Yeah.
So we would have to invest in a proper goalkeeper. Exactly. When you're selling Lamebe and all the settlement,
Belgium national team. Baby Courtois. I didn't quite a kumini, baby Courtois. Baby Courtois. I'm fearing.
I'm fearing.
I'm fearing.
The best.